We believe you've got to be able to bring your development, infrastructure and operations and business teams together on the same platform, so together they can deliver what's absolutely impossible alone: great experiences at high velocity. We've invested in capabilities that bring your dev and business teams together and give them the autonomy to run fast and do their very best work, while ensuring that work is aligned with IT and doesn't introduce risk to the business. That's our secret sauce, and why nearly 50,000 customers trust Jira Service Management today.
Combining Compass with Jira Service Management, you now get all the things you need to see a full picture of your service. Information on your critical infrastructure, as well as the information from your development tools on engineering components. What you need is a comprehensive asset management approach. Now, to achieve this, you need really broad coverage of good quality data. This is why I'm super excited to announce that AirTrack has joined the Atlassian family. With this data, of course you want to do more. You want to see the big picture, identify trends, see problems, find opportunities. This brings me to another big announcement, one that I think many of you have been eagerly waiting for, which is asset dashboards, allowing you to create reports on your asset information. With this new asset dashboard, you now have complete visibility over your assets. Now, one of the first investments that we've made is the DevSecOps tools integration with Jira software. We've also shipped another popular feature, dark mode. So for those of you up late at night, looking at tickets, responding to incidents, you're gonna love this one. We've announced our investments into AI with Atlassian Intelligence. We are making our virtual agent generally available in Jira Service Management. And there's nothing better than hearing directly from our customers about how they have successfully transformed the way they deliver service.
In terms of technologies that we've used, I've been worried to say it because we used to call it Voldemort, he who shall not be named. We had good knowledge of what the Voldemort platform could do, but we didn't know how it worked. It was very much we can see it, but we can't touch it. And if we had to touch it, we had to get someone in to touch it for us. And so the run costs were quite substantial. But when we looked at JSM, it was ticking all the boxes. We've been able to plug JSM into all of our ways of working, our workflows, our communication, our Teams dialogues seamlessly in the last 6 months. That's changed the way we work, changed the way we communicate, changed the way work flows through the teams.
Introduce the concept, we call it Every Order Counts, where we basically look after all these things which are not shiny new objects, but which might get in the way of delivering a pizza 100% of the time. And so the Jira software and then JSM and the integration has been instrumental to really have this end-to-end view on the technology side.
Other scenarios that we're looking to use AI, I mentioned holiday parks earlier. We're looking at how we can determine when youngsters are underwater for a bit too longer than they should be, based on their height and depth of the pool.
Now that we have JSM as a platform, we're looking to integrate with virtual agent and other assist technologies into that, so it becomes much more natural. And we see in the future all the information coming to you just in the right moment. And that's where we see both JSM and then the overlay with AI coming together.
Getting some help from your own team is great, but sometimes you go, I need a contract reviewed. I've never had to do that before. Where do I go? I dream of a world where whenever you want help from another team, that is a seamless, mediated, amazing experience, both for you asking for it and for you as a person who has to provide help to the rest of the organization. And so that's the vision, and with AI we can do some really exciting things.
Welcome to your local high-velocity community-led conference. At Atlassian, we're dedicated to empowering developers, IT, and business teams to deliver legendary service experience using Jira Service Management. Now, thanks to our incredible Atlassian community leaders, we're able to bring high velocity to you. We're pumped to see so many cities all around the world swarming on ITSM topics. We hope you enjoy connecting with your fellow product users to sharpen your skills, learn how they deliver exceptional customer service experiences, and how you can too. Thank you to our community leaders and Atlassians speaking at and supporting these events. Have a blast.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's event. This is Lily Tao, one of the ACE leaders in Hong Kong, and I will be your host of the event today. Today, we are going to talk about the topic High Velocity ITSM. As we all know, in today's fast-paced and ever-changing world, businesses are constantly looking for ways to improve their efficiency and stay ahead of the competition. One area that has seen significant advancement is IT Service Management, or ITSM for short. ITSM involves the design, delivery, management, and improvement of IT services, and it plays a crucial role in ensuring that businesses can meet their customers' needs in an effective and efficient manner. Atlassian, on the other hand, as one of the leading providers of team collaboration and management tools, has recognized the importance of ITSM and has developed a suite of products specifically tailored to support teams in achieving high velocity in this area. Today, we'll be exploring what high velocity ITSM is all about and how Atlassian's products can help us achieve it. Before we start, I have a small surprise for you. We have a special gift that we would like to give to all of our attendees today. All you need to do is fill in the form on the next page with any questions you have for our speakers. Once you submit the form, you will receive a discount code that can be redeemed to get the free Services Request Management Essentials on-demand courses from Atlassian University. It's a free course if you use this code. So now I'll give you 10 seconds to scan this QR code to get your way onto this free course and the path to ask the questions. Okay, let's move on to the agenda. We have an exciting agenda lined up for you, filled with insightful presentations and demonstrations. So, let's jump right in. Our event kicks off with the high-velocity keynotes from Sydney. These keynotes will be presented by our esteemed speakers, who will be sharing the most exciting updates and insights into the world of IT services management. Get ready to be inspired and informed as they set the tone for the entire event. Following the keynotes, we have the pleasure of welcoming Chloe Martin from Atlassian to the stage. Chloe will be talking about reimagining customer services management for our digital world. In today's fast-paced and ever-evolving digital landscape, it is crucial for businesses to adapt and transform their customer service strategies. Chloe will share the lights on the latest trends, tools, and the best practice that will help you to stay ahead of the game. Next up, we have another speaker from Atlassian as well, Puneet Pasali. Puneet will be giving us an in-depth look at the latest toolsets introduction and a live demo. Puneet will showcase some of the most innovative tools and solutions that can streamline your operations, enhance collaboration, and improve overall efficiency. At the end of our events, we will summarize the key takeaways from today's presentations and speakings. This will give you an opportunity to reflect on the valuable insights you have gained and how they can be applied to your own business or organization. Finally, we'll be introducing you to next events that we are having. We host a variety of events throughout the year, all aimed at keeping you up to date with the latest industry trends, best practice, and innovative solutions. We will provide you with all the necessary information on how you can stay connected and get the latest news for our upcoming events. Thank you for joining us today again. We hope you find today's event informative and valuable. So now sit back, relax, and get ready to dive into an exciting world of IT service management and the limitless possibilities it holds for your organization.
Welcome to our home in Sydney, and thank you to those of you joining us online. Just about a year ago, at our high-velocity event in London, we pledged to help our customers cut through BSM, or bad service management, so your teams could come together to deliver great experiences at high velocity. What is bad service management? Have you ever seen those late-night pharma infomercials with the infinite scroll of side effects at the end? Those side effects sound a lot like what happens with bad service management. In fact, many of you told us you struggled with bloated budgets. You often ended up with features and modules you'd never use, or paying armies of consultants millions of dollars year after year. Blurred vision. Disconnected workflows and tools meant limited insights to improve service delivery. Irritable teammates. The very same disconnected tools and practices resulted in friction between dev, ops, and business teams. You told us that very often trying to set up even the simplest of service desks was migraine-inducing. And once you had these service desks up and running, the experiences weren't that great, and so your employees avoided them like the plague. And yes, very, very dark. As your organizations continue to grow, your ITSM solution has to keep pace with the growth in the number of employees, agents, and assets. Otherwise, it quickly becomes shelfware. Bloated budgets, blurred vision, dev IT disconnects, complex onboarding, outdated experiences, and solutions that just don't scale. Sound familiar? Well, that's why we built Jira Service Management. We believe you've got to be able to bring your development, infrastructure, and operations and business teams together on the same platform, so together they can deliver what's absolutely impossible alone: great experiences at high velocity. Why is this so much more important right now? Now more than ever, you've got to build and ship digital products and services really fast, and that means your dev and ops teams have to be in sync. And as remote work becomes more and more prevalent, IT has to empower pretty much every team, HR, facilities, finance, and beyond, with the ability to deliver great support to every other employee without a huge reliance on them. Why not traditional service management? Traditional ITSM is focused on that central command and control approach, and that often results in friction, which ultimately gets in the way of delivering great service. At Atlassian, we've taken a different approach. We've invested in capabilities that bring your dev and business teams and give them together and give them the autonomy to run fast and do their very best work, while ensuring that work is aligned with IT and doesn't introduce risk to the business. That's our secret sauce. And that's what's gotten industry analysts like Gartner and Forrester to sit up and take notice as well, and why nearly 50,000 customers trust Jira Service Management today. So thank you to all of you. Speaking of customers, when we launched our fairly crazy NBSM Now initiative just about a year ago, we were floored by how many customers wrote in to share their experiences with legacy ITSM. That was a year ago. How much difference can a year make? We're still getting thousands of letters, but this time it's from customers who've made the switch to Jira Service Management and have transformed their lives in, let's just say, pretty wild and extraordinary ways. All right, to tell us a bit more about this, let's hear from our co-founder and co-CEO, Scott Farquhar.
Hi everybody. As many of you know, last year we set out on a mission to rid the world of BSM. In the time since, we've helped thousands of customers around the world switch to Jira Service Management. Without BSM slowing them down, teams are free to work better together and deliver exceptional service experiences. They're so grateful. We actually get lots of fan mail. Dear Scott, budgets have been so balanced. JSM has made us so efficient. Jira Service Management has made our team bond so strongly. We all got matching nose piercings and chained them together. And now we're all very scared to sneeze. Love the product, keep it up. Dear Atlassian HQ, the different teams in our office are working so well together that we feel invincible. Yesterday we cheered each other on, saying who could bench the vending machine over their head. Cheryl shattered her pelvis and we had to stop. But it was great to see what we could accomplish together. Ever since we started using Jira Service Management, our dev, IT, and business teams have been so connected, almost like too connected if you think about it. Sometimes I'm like, should I know what Ryan from HR's hair smells like? JSM has given my team the belief we can do anything, so we started conducting seances to raise the dead in the hopes of starting the first ever Netherworld Fight Club. What have I done? Jira Service Management has made us so efficient that I'm 75 years ahead of schedule. So I decided to cryo-freeze my head in order to come back in the distant future when I'll have something to do. That's crazy. Back in a moment. We certainly appreciate all of your colourful enthusiasm for Jira Service Management. If you're watching and you'd like to get rid of BSM at your organisation, head on over to endbsmnow.com and make the switch today. Happy servicing, everyone. I really need to get someone to do this for me.
All right, jokes aside, how are customers benefiting from switching to Jira Service Management? I'm super excited that in just a little bit, Scott's going to be joined by some really special guests from Domino's and the NRMA to talk about how they're embracing technology to reimagine the future of service. But before that, to step you through all our recent innovations that I hope will help you tackle bad service management, please join me in welcoming my good friend, Edwin, to the stage.
Thanks, Amita. It's so good to be here with all of you today in my hometown of Sydney. Now, in the next few minutes, I'm going to step you through all the recent innovations that we've shipped to help you eradicate bad service management. First up, how we can help you get rid of the bloat and become a fit and healthy operation. Now, clearly, this bloat problem is rampant today. According to Gartner, 8 out of every 10 enterprise overspend on the ITSM by 50% of their contract budget. 50%. It's pretty big. Now, this doesn't actually surprise us because when we talk to our customers who have switched to Jira Service Management from their legacy tooling, they have been telling us that they've saved costs of up to 60% by cutting down on big license costs, expensive additional modules, administration and configuration costs, as well as hefty renewal fees. Forrester Consulting also did a study where they found that on average, when customers switched to Jira Service Management, they gained return on investments of up to 277%, accrued $4.2 million of benefits in 3 years, with the average deployment times of only 4 months and a payback period in under 6. So you can see how we are really helping organizations cut out all that bloat and get healthy. Now let me dig into some product innovations, cool things that we are really doing to help you go from blurred vision to rich insights so that you can make better decisions. Let's start with your developers. Pretty much everything these days are powered by software, right? Well, software isn't just one big piece of code that you write. It's now made up of lots of components, microservices, that are created by lots of development teams, usually spread around the world. And as a developer, you need to answer questions like, hey, how do I find this microservice? Who owns it? How do I get help on it if something goes wrong? How do I know if it's secure or compliant? Answering these types of questions is what excites me about Atlassian's latest addition to our family, Compass. Compass, first and foremost, is a software catalog that you need in every organization to answer the types of questions that I just asked. It helps you tame the sprawl of services. Secondly, it's a DevOps monitoring tool that helps you monitor your components so that you can quickly react when things go off track. And lastly, it's an extensibility engine. It's built on top of Forge, which is Atlassian's developer ecosystem platform. So your developers can customize the workflow to the way that they like to work. Let's take a look at an example of Compass in action. Let's say here that you're a development team owning this transaction service for an application in a bank. In Compass, you can see all the associated repositories, documentations, and dashboards related to this service. You can also see the health of the components through dashboards and metrics and scorecards that really tell you what's going on. You can also see who's on call and who to contact when something goes wrong. So as a development team, you get complete visibility of everything about the service, so you really know where to go when you need to do something with the service. Now, this is great for your developers, but what about your IT teams? Those who need to operationally handle the service for incidents and for change. How do they get that same level of visibility? Let's flip over to the IT view for a change manager. He too gets complete visibility of that same service in Jira Service Management. As he assesses this change, he can drill into the service and see all the upstream and downstream dependencies. In this case, he's going to pause on approving this change because he's noticed that a dependent service, which is a database, is having an active incident on it right now. So as you can see, it's the same service for dev and ops with information that is important to both of them in their use case. I think this is an absolute game changer. You see, traditional CMDBs have always been used as the single source of truth for application and services data for IT teams. But keeping it up to date and making sure that it has the right information has always been a massive challenge. This is especially the case in a software-driven world where we have more and more developers who are constantly updating these services. So your traditional CMDB really only ever gave you half the picture. Our approach is to help you complete the picture. Combining Compass with Jira Service Management, you now get all the things you need to see a full picture of your service. Information on your critical infrastructure, as well as the information from your development tools on engineering components. So far, I've only focused on the digital products and services that are critical assets for your company. But increasingly, we realize that our customers are being asked to account for all assets that are critical to a business, from teammates to tractors. Making good decisions, whether it's around making changes, responding to incidents, ensuring security or compliance, tracking inventory, billing, or forecasting and planning for the future, all require a fuller and more accurate picture of these critical assets. What you need is a comprehensive asset management approach. Now, to achieve this, you need really broad coverage of good quality data. This is why I'm super excited to announce that AirTrack has joined the Atlassian family. Now, being a fellow Aussie company has made it all the more special on this particular occasion. AirTrack helps enterprises aggregate and analyze multiple sources of truth, making it easier to pinpoint issues and remediate them. It helps customers get to that elusive single source of truth by continually monitoring the environment and ensuring that asset data is correct, current, and complete. So what does AirTrack do? First, it comes with over 30 out-of-the-box connectors that helps companies improve coverage and quality without forcing you to use one single discovery tool as the single source of truth, right? It's very easy to spin up additional custom connectors as well to get to different sources of data. Then, it helps with data reconciliation. So for example, it can help you with identifying missing dependencies between your services, which is kind of critical if you're dealing with an incident. Or it could discover machines that are not managed by your endpoint management solutions, which could lead to vulnerabilities that are not patched. Third, it tracks data that's outside of IT, helping address the challenges of security, compliance, inventory, billing, forecasting, and more. Now, with this comprehensive picture of your assets, I think it's going to make a huge difference to your operational teams every day. But with this data, of course you want to do more. You want to see the big picture, identify trends, see problems, find opportunities. This brings me to another big announcement, one that I think many of you have been eagerly waiting for, which is asset dashboards, allowing you to create reports on your asset information. It's available today in our early access program, so if you are interested, please visit our team members on the booth floor behind us, and we can tell you more about it. With this new asset dashboard, you now have complete visibility over your assets. You can create reports and filter them by schemas and objects that allow you to have meaningful insights and help you make better decisions. And all of this works out of the box with no coding required. And the best part about all this is that all this asset data, all this information, is also available in Atlassian Analytics. What this means is that you can now combine your asset data with other data from other Atlassian tools, as well as third-party tools, so you get complete visibility across your whole enterprise. For example, you can have cloud operations data coming from AWS, like your actual costs, plotted against budget information that's coming from Snowflake. And all of this mapped to the assets that are now in your Jira Service Management database. In one spot, you have all the information you need about your service, your costs, and your performance. So I've stepped through how we can help your teams go from blurred vision to rich insights. Now, let's dig into our recent investments to help you get rid of those DevOps disconnects, silos, irritable teammates, and go to, hopefully, more harmonious, happier teammates. Now, we've seen these challenges play out in organizations every day. You have development on the one hand side who's very eager to run fast and deliver incremental value. On the other, you have operating teams that are really trying to minimize risk for the business. What you want are for them to work seamlessly together, autonomous developers on one hand side, aligned operations on the other. Now, how can we help you achieve that? Well, let's go through an example of how we can roll out some changes. And of course, these typically start with developers making changes in code. Now, one of the first investments that we've made is the DevSecOps tools integration with Jira software, which allows you to better manage risk. This new integration will let you see all your vulnerabilities affecting your sprint. You can also set up automation rules that allow you to make sure there's a task created in Jira software for every vulnerability identified. This way, you can ensure that you're not going to ship before addressing all those vulnerabilities. Now let's step forward a little bit in time. The devs are done, code is ready to deploy. Jira Service Management integrates with all the popular CI/CD tools like Bitbucket, GitHub, GitLab, Jenkins, Circle CI, Octopus Deploy. so that a change request will automatically be created in Jira Service Management, without your dev teams needing to do anything outside of the tools they use every day. And in Jira Service Management, the risk of that change can then be assessed and managed. Low-risk changes are automatically deployed. Medium-risk changes are made to soak in a staging environment. And in a set period of time, if no incidents happen or no bad things happen, it can also be automatically approved and deployed. As for high-risk changes, these will get routed to the right team for approval and review before they get deployed to production. With this integration, your dev teams can track the progress of all the changes that are going out in the release, right from the new Release Hub in Jira Software. And when a change is approved for rollout, it's updated right here, and the relevant team members are notified. Now, when we think about happy teammates, it's increasingly apparent that it's not just dev and ops that we need to think about in this equation. As more organizations depend on digital services for their external customers, we're seeing a third team that's also very important within this relationship: your customer support teams. Now, traditionally, customer support teams operated in their own little silos with different systems. And what this meant was that they really had little visibility of the very services that they are responsible to their customers for. Right? Devs also lacked visibility into what customers really want, and operations rarely had appreciation for the customer impact of operational issues. For digital companies, we believe that the only way you can deliver great, exceptional service is by connecting these teams together. We think that Jira Service Management can complete this vision by bringing all these three teams onto the same platform. Let me now drill in to look at all the cool innovations we've shipped to support the customer support use case through our new customer support template. Now, with this template, you can view all the details of the customer that you're helping out in a ticket, and you can also look across the customer organization to see the contact details, the license entitlements, the contacts that are inside the organization, as well as any recent activity, including tickets that have been raised, the complaints that have been filed. On top of this, we've improved the collaboration between your development teams and your support teams by creating an escalation process that takes your support tickets and allow you to seamlessly escalate them into bugs in Jira Software. For your developers, they get to quickly see the customer impact of the bugs that they're working on. And for your support teams, they can see all the tickets that have been escalated to your dev teams requiring attention in one place. On top of this, I'm super excited to announce one additional improvement: single sign-on for your customer accounts. That's right. You can now connect Jira Service Management to a separate single sign-on provider for all your customer accounts, so they can seamlessly log in and file their support tickets. So we've just walked through how easy it is now for devs, ops, and support teams to work together. No more silos and irritable teammates. Now let's talk about how we are reducing setup complexity. These days, we're seeing all kinds of different teams use service desks. And to get you started, we've shipped a whole bunch of different pre-built service management templates. All of this at no extra charge, by the way. These templates for teams like finance, marketing, design, HR, and sales all come with the most common used request forms and workflows pre-configured for you. And I think it's a pretty good start for many, many teams. But at some stage, you want to have more control on how these service desks work. Well, we've got that covered too, with some pretty new major enhancements on the way you configure any service desk. This is the new configuration experience that we've shipped, which allows any user to start easily and tailor the service desk experience that they want to give. You start the process by picking the actual requests that you want to support. And there's a whole library of the different types of requests you can use right out of the box. You can choose to tweak these or keep the defaults that we've picked for you based on the usage patterns of thousands of our customers using these every day. Next step, you choose the workflow that you want these requests to follow through. You lock in your choices, and just like that, you've tailored your service desk up and running for the whole company. This experience gives each team much more control over their own configuration, and it saves you time going to that central admin, asking for things, going back and forth. Ultimately, this means more autonomy for your teams, yet still achieving that simple, aligned experiences for all your employees. So you've just seen how easy it is now for any team to quickly and autonomously set up a service desk. Onto my personal favorite area, how we're making the lives of everyone better every day through delightful experiences for agents and employees. Starting with one of the most often requested features that I've heard from many of you, which is a board view of your tickets to help you visualize and prioritize those requests. The same tickets that you see in your queue now visualized in the board with all the drag and drop controls that you are all very, very familiar with. We've also shipped another popular feature, dark mode. I'm happy to share that all Jira Service Management screens now come with dark mode. So for those of you up late at night, looking at tickets, responding to incidents, I'm pretty sure you're going to love this one. Now, amazing experiences comes from new way of doing things. And earlier this year, we've announced our investments into AI with Atlassian Intelligence. I personally think it's an absolute game changer. How we can take away the boring, the repetitive, and sometimes mundane work and redefine that service experience for every organization. Let's start with our virtual agent. Today, we are making our virtual agent generally available in Jira Service Management. This is a massive step up on how you can enable intelligent service at scale. Let's take a look at how it works. Let's take an example here of you're doing a bit of traveling overseas and you need physical access to another office facility in your company. So you ask the virtual agent this question, and the virtual agent is able to figure out what you're trying to do, or you're trying to get access to this different office. And it asks additional questions to narrow down the choices that you have. In this case, it's pretty simple. It's just listing me the different choices of offices that I could be visiting, and I choose, say, London. But just like that, I can now be automatically provisioned. And it even gives me a handy link to the travel guide as well, which is pretty neat. Now, what's cool with this very simple example is that the workflow you saw here is actually defined by you using a simple no-code interface. So based on the intent of each of the requests that are coming in, you can now define the exact path that the request will go through. The cool thing about this is that we've ensured our virtual agents, unlike many others out in the market, are really built for self-serve setup. So you can be up and running, serving customers in a matter of hours, not days, weeks, or months. Let's now take another look at an example of AI in action, Agent Copilot. I'm super excited to share that we are rolling out our Agent Copilot features soon, powered by Atlassian Intelligence. Now, how often have you experienced bad service as a customer or an employee when your ticket is handed from one agent to another on a different shift? It's pretty bad, right? In globally distributed organizations, we're seeing this happen all the time. For the agent that's picking up that ticket that's coming in, it's a pretty daunting task to figure out, hey, what's happened so far, what's been tried. But for you as a customer or an employee, it's even more frustrating with lots and back and forth, with conversations that you've already had. It just feels like the whole thing is going backwards. Atlassian Intelligence has a solve for this. With the click of a button, your agents can now get a very concise summary of all that's happened so far. Atlassian Intelligence can also help your agents craft better messages. Often, how well we actually deal with incidents or responses really come down to how well you communicate with your customers. Are the instructions actually clear? Are they professional? Do they sound empathetic? Atlassian Intelligence can quickly rewrite messages for you with greater clarity and context to reduce any potential confusion. It can also get the tone just right, so it sounds appropriate to what you are trying to actually do here. Now, all the examples I've shown so far, I think, are barely scratching the surface of what the future of service could really look like with AI. Over time, I believe AI will fundamentally redefine how all this works, the whole idea of service management. Let me now share with you in the next few minutes our vision of what that future could be. We believe the future of service is going to be increasingly digital, distributed, and diverse. And for the average employee, there's going to be an increasing number of services that they're going to be relying on in order to get their work done. More different technologies, different systems, and more teams that they need to collaborate with. In short, there's going to be more need for help between teams in any organization than ever before. And while I personally believe that Jira Service Management is amazing and can solve all the problems for all sorts of teams, we recognize the reality is that enterprises are incredibly diverse. And you rarely have one system of truth. Usually there are multiple different service desks, lots of forms, different mailing lists, chat rooms, the list goes on and on and on. So rather than trying to be the one system that provides all the help and have all the answers, we want to get you to where you need to go. Our vision is to unify help. It centers around building an experience that coordinates the routing and resolution of requests, regardless of where the work actually happens to get that solved. Leveraging the power of AI, our vision of service is one that understands you, regardless of how you ask that question and how many Aussie colloquiums you can throw in there. It's interconnected to all the various systems across your organization. And it can extract information from those systems to give you a quick, concise answer like a real human being would. It curates answers from those different systems so you don't have to go around and piece it together yourself. And it recognizes that for some requests and some questions, the best answer may still be with people and teams who can help you solve this. So, learning from every interaction, it knows the right subject matter experts in different areas, and it will intelligently connect you to the right person or the team to talk to, and start that conversation right away. So I've shown you how we're improving service experiences and shared our vision of how AI can disrupt the future of service in every organization. Now, to ensure that we are delivering on that future, you'll first need a scalable platform that grows with the needs of your growing enterprise, which leads me to our final remedy for bad service management, building healthy, flourishing, scalable deployments. Today, we're extending our focus with some pretty exciting new additions, including a new upper limit of 20,000 agents for any instance of Jira Service Management. We're increasing the object limit in our asset and configuration database to 3 million objects. We're also expanding our regional support for data residency, with Canada being our latest addition. And alongside the single sign-on support that I mentioned earlier for your external customer accounts, we're also enabling you to specify a custom domain for your help center. All these additions really underscore our commitment to ensure that Jira Service Management scales and grows with every one of our customers. We've just seen how you can tackle and hopefully eradicate bad service management symptom by symptom. But I've saved the best for last. And there's nothing better than hearing directly from our customers about how they have successfully transformed the way they deliver service.
Thanks a lot for the very inspiring keynote from Sydney. As now we all recognized, digital-first businesses understand that to provide exceptional customer service experience, development, operations, and customer service teams need to unite on one platform. See how you can set up an intuitive help center in Jira Service Management to streamline the customer request, make escalations effortless, and automate the workflows. Chloe Martin will share Atlassian's vision for customer services management and walk you through setting up Jira Service Management for external support. Let's welcome Chloe.
Hi, I'm Chloe Martin. I'm part of the Solutions Engineering team for APAC. I look after service management, which means my focus is specifically on JSM. Thank you for joining me for customer service for a digital world. Atlassian has spent the last several years building high-velocity service management that brings together development and IT teams. Teams love being able to collaborate on a single platform without silos, and that they can balance getting to value quickly with advanced automations and workflows that scale with them. Today we're going to talk about the next step in that journey, customer service. Many of you have told us that you look to Jira Service Management to provide great customer support, and that you want to see even more from JSM in that area. We asked ourselves what it would look like if customer service teams were similarly connected to development and operations. Today, we're going to share that with you. First, let's talk about exceptional customer service. A lot of experiences just happen as part of life, but it's funny how memorable they can be because of how big the difference can be between bad and exceptional service. Think about a great customer service experience that you've had. It's clear how impactful great customer service experiences can be, and we want to deliver those to your customers. So let's take a look at how Jira Service Management can help you do that. We'll start by seeing why digital-first companies are choosing Jira Service Management when expanding into customer service. Then we'll walk through the key in-product experiences that help you deliver seamless and collaborative support. We'll also show you how easy it is to get set up quickly and share a guide that you can take back to your teams. Finally, we'll talk through the future of connected customer service and the magic that happens when these teams come together to collaborate around the customer. To get us started, let's talk about why connected customer service is a key part of digital-first company IT strategies. As companies are recognizing that value delivery starts and ends with the customer, they are demanding complete service solutions that span IT, operations, and customer support. It's clear why. When customers have value-enhancing service experiences, they're more likely to be retained and spend more money and share positive word-of-mouth experiences. And bringing together every element of service in a single journey helps teams deliver more effectively, even in the complexity of digital technology. That's where the Atlassian platform comes in, connecting every team involved in service delivery for seamless support experiences. In fact, 1 in 4 customers today are using Jira Service Management for customer support. If that's you, amazing. You're part of a growing wave of people who are putting customers at the center of service. We often find that users put it better than we could. For example, the COO of global IT specialists, Arvado Systems, articulated the importance of this to his company, outlining the journey they're going on from IT service to customer service. And customers who have already been on this journey are seeing the benefits. Iris is a global fintech who have moved to Jira Service Management to service over 500,000 customers. They've loved having all their teams on a single platform and have seen improvements in self-serve rates, developer and customer service collaboration, and time to resolution since moving over. Iris customers get the help they need through the customized help center. As they type, knowledge-based suggestions deflect 20% of all requests by providing instant self-service to those customers. When they need to create a request, that work is moved quickly through their customer support and technical teams by custom-built workflows and automations. This helps them collaborate to resolve requests quickly every time. With their customer support and IT teams in Jira Service Management, this company is generating a lot of data. They've set up dashboards and reporting to make sense of it all, which helps them work smarter and better allocate resources. This data isn't limited to customer service either. With operations data, they can see where they experience the most incidents and how incidents impact their support load. Customers like Iris are a great example of why customers are bringing customer service teams onto Jira Service Management. Namely, you can reach customers wherever they are for convenient support with channels including the in-product widget, branded help center, email, and more. The Atlassian platform connects development and operations teams, and now that includes support too. That means no matter what your customers ask for, you can bring the right people together to resolve requests. Feature requests can go straight to product managers, bugs to the right development squads, and incidents to operations teams. And every team gets visibility into work and customer insights to drive great decision making. And with the out-of-the-box customer service template, it's easy to get value fast. But as we saw with Iris, advanced features like workflows and automations means Jira Service Management scales with you. And with the extensive marketplace partners and APIs, you can customize every part of your experience to your needs. Here you can start to see the power of connected customer service in a digital world. To show you what this looks like in practice, we will go through the connected support journey in Jira Service Management. To show you the power of Jira Service Management in action, let's walk through a real example of an issue flowing from the customer, Omar, to the support agent, Jane, through to Fran and development, and back. Throughout this journey, we'll focus on how these three people interact for a convenient, seamless, and collaborative support experience. The customer is at the heart of everything we do, so we start our journey with Omar. Omar works for Silverline, a client services company who uses Paywise, a Bankly product, for their banking. While on site with the customer, Omar experiences an issue with making an international transfer in Paywise's mobile app. Omar begins getting help directly from within the app. He can raise a support request without having to change context thanks to the custom integration help experience Bankly has built on top of JSM's APIs. But in this case, Omar isn't sure if the issue is something he's doing wrong or he could fix himself, so he goes in search of more information. He moves over to his laptop and heads to Bankly's one-stop support center where he's already logged in with his Silverline account. After browsing some topics and articles, he hasn't found anything, so he decides to raise a request with support. He quickly locates the right space to ask for support and begins to raise a bug report. In the form, he's shown a list of the Bankly products and he can easily select Paywise as the product he needs help with. Once Paywise is selected as the product, the form dynamically changes to allow Omar to select where in the Paywise product he experienced the issue. In this case, transfers. Along with this structured information, he can provide a summary and description of the problem as well as any screenshots or recordings. In a few short steps, Omar was able to get convenient support through both an integrated in-product experience and from Bankly's branded help center. He quickly provided the context needed for the support team through a tailored form that was structured and easy to use. Speaking of the support team, let's see how our support agent Jane receives Omar's request and collaborates with Fran, our developer, to get it resolved quickly without the silos that so often separate these teams. Since Omar is in lovely sunny Sydney, his request appears alongside other APAC customers in a region-specific queue, where it can be quickly picked up by Jane from the local support team. As Jane looks at the queue, she can quickly spot that Omar's issue is important from the short SLA it has. This means that the customer or their organization has a gold status. Gold status customers are the highest tier in Bankly and so get high priority support. Jane quickly assigns the ticket to herself and dives in to get more information. Looking at the issue summary and description, it seems likely that Fran will need to involve the development team to resolve this bug. At a glance, Jane sees that Omar is an executive from Silverline and that Silverline is in fact a gold status customer, which explains the short SLA. To ensure a great experience for an important customer like Omar, Jane checks if there's anything else she should be aware of before responding. Diving into the full customer profile, Jane can see additional context about Omar. She can see that he's raised a few requests before with the support team, although nothing looks similar to the current request. She also sees a note from her co-worker Crystal about an important new product deal that they are trying to close with Omar. With this knowledge, Jane goes back to the issue and decides to escalate it to the development team. With a single click, Jane is able to create a new developer escalation. Here she adds context on what she knows about the issue and what she needs help with from the developers. She also marks it as highest priority so the development team knows it's important. She selects transfers as the affected service based on the description and the option Omar selected in the form, so it ends with the right team. The original support case is automatically linked for additional context. Once created, the escalation case appears in a dedicated home where developers can view all support issues requiring their attention, directly from within Jira. This view is open to collaborators, so developers don't need an agent license to see it. Fran is one of the developers who operates the transfer services. When she comes into the developer escalations view, she can easily filter this list to see just the issues related to this service that need her attention. It's important that Fran's team knows when escalations need their attention, particularly urgent cases like this one. That's why, using automation, Fran's team gets notified in Slack the moment an escalation is created. Here, her team can also discuss the issue before jumping in to resolve it. After some discussion, Fran's team finds and raises a bug in Jira software and links that to the escalation. The team has also identified a workaround, which she adds in a comment while notifying Jane of the update. Back on the original support request, Jane can take this information and easily respond to Omar. Using Atlassian Intelligence, her handy assistant, she ensures it has exactly the right tone for such an important customer. And with that, she lets Omar know the issue is being resolved and how he can move forward. Instead of spending days trying to coordinate across different teams that use different tools, Omar's issue was resolved in just a few hours thanks to the seamless collaboration between Jane and Fran. Now we've shown you how convenient it is for Omar to get help and how seamlessly Jane and Fran can collaborate. But that doesn't just happen. There's one more important person we need to talk about in our journey, which is, of course, the admin. Admins empower others to deliver exceptional service to their customers through setting up these experiences. If you're one of them, great. You'll now see how easily you, like Adam here, can create these great end-to-end service experiences we've just seen in Jira Service Management. When starting fresh with a new project, it's as easy as selecting the customer service template to get key features enabled and configured out of the box. But don't worry, you can also do this in existing projects by enabling the customer service management and developer escalations feature in project settings to get all the same capabilities. Once Adam has his project, he customizes the look and feel of the Help Center to match the Bankly branding and sets up some topics to make it easy for customers to find related and frequently used requests. The next step for Adam is to bring that important context about Omar, Silverline, and all other Bankly customers and organizations into Jira. He starts by creating the details he wants to see in those profiles, including the label, type, and order. After a quick initial import of data from a CSV To make sure all of the information looks right, Adam sets up an ongoing sync from Bankly's CRM using Workato and the customer management APIs. Once imported, he uses the details to create region-based queues for timely support, as well as custom SLAs for the gold status customers. In new projects, developer escalations are configured out of the box with dedicated new issue and request types, so Adam can get started right away. In an existing project or for multiple types of escalations, Adam can easily add a suitable request type using the Get Developer Support request template. Finally, to ensure easy collaboration, Adam adds all his developers to the customer service project team using a group. Once in the service desk team, collaborators can work directly with customer service teams without needing agent licenses. And there you have it. Getting the basics of end-to-end service setup is easy in both new and existing projects. Of course, you can continue to customize and extend this setup with advanced features like workflows, automations, and more as your support team grows and scales. While Jira Service Management today already offers a lot for your teams, there's more to come. Let's now take a look into the future of connected customer service. We started this session by talking about extending the connectedness between development and operations through to customer service. This is an exciting vision that truly puts the customer at the center of your business. We want to paint a brief picture of what this could mean in the future. In a connected service world, teams across departments have the same context about the customer and about everything happening in R&D, so they can work together to prioritize and resolve requests. And leadership, development, operations, and support teams can make decisions informed directly by what customers need, do, and ask for. Customer centricity is not something that you need to fight for. It's built into your teams, your tools, and the ways you work. Customers are connected to all the objects that make up your world. That includes products they have entitlements to, which are in turn associated with the services that power them. When an incident happens on a service, your customers can be alerted proactively, so they don't even need to ask support. When a change is coming, you can do the same. And when a request comes in, you can route it to the team that looks after that product, whether in support, development, or operations. They're also linked to all the relevant objects in your CMDB, whether that's contracts, service offerings, or anything else that matters to you. Because your customers are connected to everything that powers your business, they're automatically brought into the heart of research and development. You know how many users depend on your service, so you can forecast the impact of an incident or outage for effective triage. You know who feature requests are coming from, so you know which features your gold customers are asking for most, or what particular industries or regions are looking for. And because every team has shared visibility, you are all talking the same language. When leadership teams write a strategy that defines who your top customers are, that can be reflected in goals and roadmaps based on their top needs, and incident and bug prioritizations that focus on their satisfaction. And when you look at a customer's profile, you can see all the work happening across your business that impacts them, from portfolio allocation and executive planning through to roadmaps, delivery, operations, and support. And customers will feel this directly. They get support that is personalized to the products and services that they actually use, even taking into account their specific entitlements, whether that means support tiers, contract dates, or anything else. And that support can be proactive in the form of service and outage updates, so they can always be up to date with any changes that might impact them. They can follow the progress of features they have requested and even come together to vote on features that matter most to them. That's a win-win. Your users feel heard and your teams have direct insight into how to best help them. And that's the power of connected customer support. It reaches across your business from your customers through to support, operations, development, and leadership, aligning everyone to the most important thing, creating excellent customer outcomes. Today, we've seen how digital-first companies are prioritizing connected customer service in their IT strategies. We've seen that bringing development, operations, and support teams together on a single platform creates connected customer service management, and the experiences this unlocks in Jira Service Management, including meeting customers where they are with support channels, including in product and the help center. Collaborative experiences that give agents the customer context they need and helps team work together to resolve requests. And how easy it is to get started with using Jira Service Management for customer service, so you can get to value fast and then let your systems scale just as you do. We've also announced the customer service management features are now available across all editions. And finally, we've talked through what the future of connected customer service could look like, bringing customers to the heart of research and development to collaborate across teams with shared context to get you the best customer service outcomes. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope this session has been helpful, and I look forward to your questions later.
Let's thank Chloe for her exceptional sharing. As now, we already have a good understanding of what is high velocity ITSM and what is Atlassian's solution looks like to achieve this goal. Now let's have some two-set in-depth introduction and some live demos. Let's welcome Puneet.
Hello everyone, and welcome to High Velocity. My name is Puneet Bansali, and I'm part of JSM Product Management Group. At JSM, we enable service provider teams like HR, IT, and finance to manage day-to-day operations effectively. And as you all are aware, IT service management is one of the most used offerings of JSM. Today, we would like to demo one of the most important domains of ITSM, which is called incident management. This is an effort to showcase the best practices of handling incidents. Before I demo you the end-to-end process of incident management, I would like to start with a brief introduction of an incident. So what is an incident? An incident is nothing but an interruption to your day-to-day operations. It can be as small a thing as a member of the software development team not able to log into a repository, to something as big as the whole website of your organization is down and not working for your end users. Now, let's move to the incident management. The first step in incident management journey is to detect an incident. Organizations often deploy multiple tools to detect an alert or an incident. Incident either arises from an alert or from a support ticket or via some signals from our security systems. Here, as you can see, in the first system, the incident gets detected via some signals from various data monitoring tools being deployed by the organization. Generally, these signals are picked up by a developer or an SI engineer and then converted into an alert. And finally, the teams, if deemed threat, then escalate that alert to an incident. Next, many times we also get a lot of hints about something which is wrong and not working for our customers from the various complaints they raise as tickets. And then each agent figure out if those tickets are worthy enough to call an incident. Finally, in the third case, there are various threat monitoring tools which are being deployed by the security team of an organization. The security engineers picked up those signals and identify if there's a potential incident upcoming. Generally, once an incident is detected and created, people from various functions need to collaborate to recover from that incident and resolve it. Now, without getting into further technicalities of what incident management is and how it is handled, let me tell you a story of an extraordinary journey of an incident traverse. This is the story of John, who is an incident manager at Acme.com. And it unravels how an incident gets detected and resolved, which might have impacted the overall business of Acme.com.
Now let us demo this whole process by showing you how Acme.com is using JSM Incident Management module for resolving incidents. Acme.com is an e-commerce portal selling beauty products across North America and Europe. It has adopted a microservice architecture with all the services hosted on AWS. Acme has over 12K employees with 3K developers as part of over 50 service teams managing various services for Acme. And here's John, a senior IT cloud operations manager in Acme. He is responsible for managing the operations of cloud-based products in AWS for Acme.com. John overlooks deployment, monitoring, reporting, security aspects and lifecycle management of various of Acme's services hosted in AWS. Also, John is the incident manager of Acme. John manages a team responsible for smooth operations of all these services. Acme uses a lot of services provided by Atlassian Group, like Jira Software Cloud, Jira Service Management, OpsGenie, Confluence, Bitbucket, and many more. One of the best part is, Acme uses a bunch of integrations possible between all these services. To monitor its various services, Acme uses a variety of data monitoring tools which are integrated with JSM to generate alerts in case of adverse circumstances. With the AWS integration, John and his team have put in the automation rules to generate alerts when any of the KPIs cross a pre-decided threshold. Time to hear an actual story now. John just got an alert on his phone.
Let me take a look at the alert. It seems our payment service is down. It is taking too long to confirm payment receipt for the end users. Oh God. We are getting customer complaints too indicating payment failure on our website. We need to quickly figure out what's going on and how can we recover soon.
Based on our incident rules, an incident is created if the alerts generated has high priority and also it contains tag payment service. Since this service is of prime importance for business, any alert generated for the same is auto-escalated to a major incident based on our rules.
It seems serious. Let's figure out who all we require to resolve this incident. First, let's mark the payment service as the affected service for this ticket. Adding payment service as affected service. I just added payment service, and it seems corresponding team has been added as responders. Seems cool.
Payment team has two members, Mark and Monica, as if now. Mark and Monica both have been alerted with relevant details of the incident.
The next step here is to collaborate and figure out what went wrong. The entire payments team got added as responder. Let's figure out quickly who all will be required to resolve this incident. Also, let's add our business owner Tim to this incident so that he can monitor and track the progress made for this incident.
John wanted to reach the right person as quickly as possible, and hence want to discuss with the entire team about whom to reach out. He felt the best way to do so is to create a Slack channel and start communicating the required information within the channel. He simply clicks on Create Channel option and a Slack channel gets created. All the responders are automatically added in the channel and incident details got pre-filled. Both the members of Payments Dev Team Mark and Monica can now directly chat in the channel.
We need to do the root cause analysis for this incident. There were some alerts created earlier for the payment service too. Let's add those alerts to the incident to get more context. It is very evident that the cart page is taking too much time to load and hence the payments are failing. Can we get on a video call to discuss this further?
John creates the ICC bridge and all the responders are added automatically to it.
Seems unusual. The requests are not getting through. This is happening since morning.
I guess we had a deployment last night.
The fourth step during incident management process is to investigate the probable causes for this incident to occur.
Let me open the investigate view and check for all the deployments. It seems the last deployment is the main cause of this error. We need to roll it back and ask the QA team to check the code on staging again.
Seems a good idea. Let me share this with the dev and QA team and also with our ops leadership team.
The fifth and final step is to learn from this incident and preserve the knowledge gained for future reference. Once the issue is resolved, John can initiate creating a post-mortem report for RCA and future reference, in case of a reoccurrence with just click of a button. All the incident details will be auto-populated within PIR. The incident details, SLAs, responders and stakeholders added, alerts link, marked service, etc. with a postmortem report template will all be auto-populated. Not just that, the entire incident timeline will be carried forward in PIR for John to just export the PIR as Confluence page or a PDF to be shared internally and with the ACME's leadership team. Finally, the top management can check the know of incidents created and reporting and analysis of all the incidents created using the newly introduced Chartio features. This will mark the end of incident management process. Currently, many customers are using multiple tools to carry out this entire process, but with JSM it can all be achieved in one place, which makes it really unique.
Thank you, Puneet, for this very interesting demo. I found myself learning a lot of new things as well on top of the things that I already know about Atlassian's products, and this is exceptional. Thank you so much. So, as is the last speaker of today, I hope you find it inspiring and helpful and is achieving the original goal that you would like to achieve joining this event. A small reminder is this is the last chance for you to ask questions to our speakers and get your free Atlassian University course. Please scan this QR code, fill in the form, ask your questions, and submit it. Once you submit the form, you will receive a code to redeem your free Atlassian University course as of today. I would also like to remind you that on December 20th, which is a Wednesday morning, we will have our next online event at the same time slot. Please join our social media group to get the latest updates. It's a Facebook group, and we'll be publishing our latest event information on the group. So this is everything that we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the event, and I hope to see you very soon next time. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you have a good rest of the day. Bye bye.